I'm Pop. I love movies. I laugh. I cry. I enjoy every bit of a film as much as I can to a certain point, but I'm optimistic about finding the awesome things that stand out. Unlike my friend here,
I'm Flix, and I love to critique the crap out of movies. I love movies to death, but with all the crap that Hollywood is putting in our movies nowadays, someone needs to take a stand.
we are POP-FLIX.
My buddy and I here are today going to review a movie, more give a commentary on it throughout, predominantly picking popular movies. But before we start that, we just kind of wanted to give you a little insight about who we are, how we know each other. When, I was a young man about 10, 15 years ago.
When I was a young man.
Just another word for stupid. But we actually used to both work at the movie theater together. He was actually my manager. And the first time I saw him, I was just like, it's just another suit,
Yeah.
And this progressed for a while until The Dark Knight came out. And I saw him that day in the front of the line in a full-blown Michael Keaton rubber Batman suit.
And I was dying.
Oh, he looked like he should have been dead.
My ex she's my ex now, but at the time when we were dating, she was constantly out there bringing me water. Because I had this big latex mask on, and I was dying so bad.
Goodness forbid we'd lived in a hotter part of the United States, or this man might have just burnt out there just like a vampire.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that, too, is with The Dark Knight, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And saying that, too, I was so crazy in being in the Batman suit, and I bought tickets for the midnight release, and I bought tickets for every single show after that. The day after, I was there all day, all weekend, watching The Dark Knight over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. And, after that, we kind of became fast friends, and since then, he's been my good buddy. Speaking of sequels, though, to movies, I decided that we were going to start POP-FLIX out with a sequel timbre, so to speak. So, when you think of sequels, what are movies you think of?
Terminator 2, Empire Strikes Back, one of my faves, my ultimate Star Wars movie. We agree to disagree on that one. Back to the Future 2, the movie we're about to watch today. A lot of sequels pop in my head that are just phenomenal to the first one. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of sequels out there that are not phenomenal to the first one. And just for example, The Lost World.
Yeah. A lot of people view that as either a hit or miss movie, and it's kind of an interesting story behind it to think that it was a movie based off of a book that was written after the first movie came out. So you can see so many things that probably got changed just because of what Spielberg did with the original movie and how the author had to kind of compensate for that.
He's like, hey, bring it back to what I wanted. Not some pop culture phenomenon that it became with that first movie because everybody knew Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that your book wasn't on that level of what that movie did for your book.
So, on our movies that we're going to be doing for sequel timbre, today we're actually going to be starting out with Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. Then we will be following this up with Spider-Man 2. And we'll be following that with Terminator 2. And finishing up the month with Empire Strikes Back. So, sort of the purpose of the show, not just the commentary in it, but it's kind of the argument that goes with it. There's not one ultimate right nerd. People always seem to view their opinion as being ultimate, and, as entitled human beings, that's what we do.
Yeah, and, it's one of those rare occasions, just like Batman versus Superman. That's a very good, diverse film, because either you really, really like it, or you really, really, really hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the line of liking it, and I get criticized all the time about it. So,
well, unfortunately for some, I guess, fortunately for others, that's actually not on our sequel for this month.
Good, because that's the 3-hour movie.
Yeah. But just we will be a bit going back and forth. So you can pick your sides of the argument, and, we'd be more than happy to hear what you think of us.
Oh, yes.
But for right now, I believe we're going to start our movie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the 0 mark, and we actually have the Blu-ray in. So,
Yeah.
wherever you watch this, you can queue it up with us or anything like that. If you would like to watch the movie with us, and we're going to push play right now. There we go. The following film represents Superman 2 as it originally was conceived and intended to be filmed.
Yet the studios didn't want it, so you've got to sort of respect the studios for putting their foot down.
Same footage was taken from the screen test. That's what was cool about that. Warner Brothers logo.
You know, it's just throughout the years, these things have just gotten ridiculously long. Like, the logos that start before a film.
Well, then there's so many logos now. It's like, here's my production company, this production company, this production company, this production company.
And you always have to have DC before it, because who doesn't like to suck their own dick?
Exactly.
You know, it's interesting with this movie, because...
Aww, this is dedicated to Mr. Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I still love that. Without whom we would never have believed that a man could fly.
The original tagline for the first movie, you will believe a man can fly.
Yeah, and he did.
Yeah. So something I'm really kind of against the beginning of this movie, because it starts out repeating the first movie, which, don't get me wrong, to a point, the first movie's foreshadowing of what was going to happen in the second movie, hunky-dory.
Yeah, they basically literally start where the first movie starts. Like, we get a little bit more of Krypton. It's all ice and it looks like a polar bear land, and you get a little dome shape right here.
But no, it's still stupid that they redo the trial of Zod, Ursa, and whatever the big guy's name is.
Well, you know, you got to think back then, though. You know, these sequels didn't come out automatically like they do now. They got an audience that at the time where the sequels don't pop out as much as they used to now. Like, we get sequels galore. We got to keep up. Like, you understand what's going on in the story. And with this movie, you know, in this time frame, I kind of understand why they restarted with this. To be like, remember what happened to these guys?
But at the same time, it's cool that they have all these actors coming back to do this, or they just filmed it with the first film. But it still is such a waste of time where so many other movies can just cut flash, you know, this is what happened.
And I don't think Marlon Brando did come back for the second one.
I doubt he did.
Yeah.
But this is probably just a cut from the first movie then. But it's stupid to take the first 10 minutes of a movie and just use that as the entirety of the first movie to make the second movie start. Like, if we'd seen them flying around in the Phantom Zone and then maybe had a flashback to their sentencing again, that's fine. But regardless of what Richard Donner's idea on this was...
Well, the fun thing for me about this is I don't watch the first one as much as I do this one. So I don't ever catch it. I don't mind it because, you know, I don't sit through the first movie because the first movie's okay. This one is much more epic because we get to see Superman actually, you know, fight and kind of be defeated for a bit and gets beat up in the grill and cheese bar.
Of the various things that this movie does that I just loathe about Superman, it makes him petty.
Yeah.
Like, his fight against Zod and Ursa and all of them is fine. But then he goes back to that bar at the end and just beats that guy up. Like, that is the stupidest non-Superman thing.
Look at those graphics.
You know, yeah. I don't know. And
well,
then
right here
goodbye,
they changed.
Krypton.
Right here they changed a little bit because they're actually going to see Krypton get destroyed right here.
And now they're just going, well, if only we'd been there, our suffering would be over.
Oh, man, it's flying like a piece of paper. The Phantom Zone never knew it looked like that.
I don't know. Like, you don't get a great Superman just flies right by him. I just wish they had a little baby giving him the finger.
What I like about that is I can only imagine them filming that scene for the Phantom Zone, like them, and like, all right, guys, we need you to touch the mirror, like,
Just seems like, I mean, with the time, I guess it's fine, but it just seems like such a cruddy, like, it doesn't hold up to the day. Like, if they had the Phantom Zone nowadays, which they have that stupid Phantom Zone sucking up thing in Man of Steel. But if they had the Phantom Zone nowadays and you actually got to see inside of it, how much better would it be?
Oh gosh, they would take it to a whole nother level, and there is baby Superman and his baby penis.
Other various things that I didn't need to see in my lifetime.
Right?
But
When I watched this movie, it wasn't a big deal to me, but you show somebody this movie now, you're like, by the way, you're gonna see a baby's penis.
And now we cut
Back.
Yeah. Now we're actually starting the movie. It's always nice when movies actually start 10 minutes in.
It's a good feeling.
I,
Oh yes. Oh wait, no. Remember they show what happens, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like a rehash of like, oh hey, by the way, in the last movie,
Man, goodness forbid they did that cut in the beginning instead of this one where they draw out the Phantom Zone.
yeah. Oh, look at him sell it. Oh, I miss you, Christopher Reeve. What do you think of his Lex?
Look, it's been kind of noted between you and I that I've liked almost every Lex Luthor's portrayal, even Jesse Eisenberg's, because this Lex fits with his time.
Yeah, that's what Lex has always been to me. It fits the time and place of what a business egomaniac would be.
Do you see that picture of Jupiter on the side?
Yeah.
Like, clearly just a flat picture.
Oh yeah, I forgot she saves him.
Yeah, and then she steals a kiss.
Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, even if it's Superman, it can still be date rape.
Yeah. Look at her hand; it was about to go, and the kryptonite is gone.
And now the next time that Superman drinks some water, he could begin losing his powers if that breaks apart.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna like open the faucet and be like, "What? Ah!"
Can you imagine though? Like, oh, also flies through the roof, setting debris down. Who was standing right next to him?
That's for the kiss she stole.
Yeah, you stole a kiss. I'm gonna give you a concussion so you forget about it. I don't need to kiss you to make you forget it.
Yeah, you go, Superman.
You know, did they ever explain why his suit doesn't burn up in this?
No.
Because I remember that in some continuities, his cape has been the one that he had as a kid. You know, the one that he was sent to Krypton in. But
Well, you got to think back then too. You didn't need that much explanation. You're just like, oh my gosh, he's Superman.
yeah, goodness forbid people in the studio actually ask questions.
Exactly. That was a different time. You got to think about that. This movie came out at a different time, and now we're gonna realize why.
Those are such bad effects right now.
Well, those were updated effects. Think about that.
Gosh.
Because remember, he had the cut and paste of what he wanted and how this and that.
I like how Zod and the rest of them are looking at it as they fly by going, what is that? Oh, that's going to kill us all. And the nuclear bomb sucked in stars.
Yeah.
Like, Neil deGrasse Tyson would have a heyday with this movie.
Yes. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's how I would fly off in space.
God, is it telling that we don't even remember the big guy's name?
No.
Like, because there's Zod, who everybody cares about, because, I mean, as far as evil plans go, his isn't the worst. There's Ursa, who has tits.
Oh, you sell that. You sell that. Freedom! And cut, and we bring in the credits finally.
Gosh.
We just gave you a rehash of everything that just happened. Up to now. Now we start the long credits.
Oh,
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
what happened?
I think he paused it.
Well, now we have Gene Hackman's names flying through the sky.
Yes.
But we are 8.5 minutes in and have not gotten any new story.
Nope, not yet. Chris Reeves' name? Whoa, Superman's name came second?
Yep, after Gene Hackman.
Wow.
Heck, you should be glad it wasn't after Marlon Brando, who really wasn't in this movie.
Yeah. A Richard Donovan. But this music. That's why I really appreciate in Superman Returns that they did the same intro. And I was like, oh my gosh, did they use the same music? My heart feels so good.
But that movie also, like, redid everything from the original Superman movies.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, sure.
You know me, I love Superman Returns.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, you can't give The Force Awakens crap if you don't give Superman Returns crap.
I never gave Force Awakens crap.
No. But I'm just saying it's a generalization. Like, everybody, if you didn't like the fact that
They rehashed something.
they rehashed 90% of the story just with a new glossy paint, then you can't hate on Superman Returns because it's exactly the same.
Yeah, and I'm one of the rare few that really enjoys Superman Returns. And I tell people that, they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, oh man, dude, Kevin Spacey? Crap. Never mind.
Things not to bring up nowadays.
Yeah, I know, right?
But also, this movie, to my recollection, I think, has the longest beginning opening credits.
Yes.
Like,
I remember, like, when
this
I would start
and the
this
first
movie,
one.
I would literally, like, fast forward. Because I'd be like, all right, let's get there. Okay, finally.
Oh man, this isn't the one with Richard Pryor? Ugh, what am I watching?
Oh, Richard Pryor, that was a good one. That was 3, right?
That was 3. That was the drunk Superman in a bar flicking peanuts at the wall.
One of my favorite scenes in cinema history. Because when he defeats him with tires, remember?
Yeah. Just chucks tires around the dude, because who didn't know that the third weakness of Superman, besides magic and kryptonite, was rubber?
Rubber.
Which is why he and Lois Lane ended up having a kid.
Oh, yeah. That little chestnut. You know, I really want to go back and watch Superman Returns now, but I just thought about it. I'm like, it's one of those things because a certain person's in it now, and that certain person is not in a good limelight right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
You know, controversial or not, if the acting is good, then you shouldn't judge the person off screen. Now, when that person is off screen, judge the heck out of them if they're doing terrible things like he did. That doesn't mean you should stop watching a lot of movies.
I know, well, it's like Smallville. You heard about what happened with Chloe. She's involved in a sex ring scandal.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Well, flying back to Earth. Come on, just terminal velocity, take us out right now. No, we're slowing. Damn.
Oh, Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm. Remember those 2 Metropolis towers that got taken back in 2001 when Zod and Superman fought?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you didn't want them crashing into that.
Nah.
Alright. Lex Luthor scheme. Bomb. Superman saves nation.
You know, it's always...
What a pun.
It's always funny, though, how they use so much exposition in newspapers and movies. Like, is there no other natural way to do it? I get that he works for a paper.
Well, that's the point. He works
But
for
no.
a paper. You gotta
No.
tell what happened in the last movie. Where's Lex Luthor? Boom, right there in print.
We literally could have seen it right before if we'd watched the first movie.
But the kiss was important to see, and then her die right after.
I don't know. It seemed kind of interesting at the time, the whole, land scheme and sinking the world. They have like 4 pages of Superman in that.
I know, like, one picture. Like,
Like, is Clark Kent the one getting the pictures of Superman and just nobody at the Daily Bugle's questioning it?
nobody at all. Oh, look, she's putting it together in like the first 10 minutes of this movie.
I also have to give it, Margot Kidder wasn't a terrible Lois Lane.
No, she wasn't.
Um,
Yeah, and I love the fact too that she put it together so fast because I'm like, she's a super reporter. Unlike who else played her? In Justice League and
Rachel Adams?
no, what? Amy Adams.
Oh, Amy Adams, sorry.
Rachel Adams.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, I get it.
If I put glasses, a hat, and a suit on anybody, they could look like Superman, though.
Look at her. She's like,
Just admiring her own work.
but you got to give it up too to Christopher Reeve, the way he played Clark.
The way he's played Clark has been better than most people because there's actually a distinction between the characters. Like,
He's goofy.
well, like, Henry Cavill's, though, Clark is like the most serious, big, broad-shouldered guy that you just go, how did people not figure that out right away? Where, at least with Christopher Reeves, he parts his hair different.
He slouches.
He slouches. He's wearing those glasses, but he's wearing the heck out of those glasses.
Oh man, I always forget that this is like straight off the bat because this movie is just like go.
Yeah, no. There is a little pacing in the beginning of this movie. And Lois Lane's just like, yeah, I can find out he's Superman and maybe screw his brains out.
Yeah, exactly. But then he'll kill her.
Her subtlety is only matched by the acting of the time.
Right? Oh my gosh. Excuse me, Mr. White. It was just the way he talked too. Like there was a distinct way he talked as Clark, and there's a distinct way he talked as Superman.
He stutters. He's not as confident when he speaks. Like, like,
she's like, "Look, you're Superman, aren't you?"
and he's like, yeah, of course. When humans fly. I don't know. Oh, also, I don't know if you noticed it. He has a little like red mark on the back of his neck. Superman in his perfect skin, right?
Oh yeah.
Man, never gonna unsee that.
He didn't get to the sun today.
Yeah.
He didn't get no sun today.
No, that's.
She's just like, look at this! Wow, just take off your glasses, do the spit curl.
See, the best way to figure it out would be to stab him in a non-vital organ, and when the blade bends, you got your answer right there.
Well, I like the fact she tries to shoot him.
Well, also it's a blank though.
Well, she tells him that after.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like, Lois. Right. Oh yeah, this is what she did. She jumped out.
No,
the
she
window.
jumps out the window first. Like,
And
no,
I like how he like saves her, but not as Clark. Whoa, there we go. Not as Superman. He's like,
yeah, but then is she gonna see him when he gets down there?
no, he runs back in. But not everybody saw that.
Who doesn't need an awning? This is why. Oh, there's always a fruit stand too.
Oh my god!
Overacting people. So many overacting people. That is so test footage.
Right, Lois, what have you done?
I really feel like Lois might be diabetic. Like, she just passes out way too much.
That is your theory? She's diabetic.
Yeah. That or she's, like, relatively allergic to kryptonite in some sense or another. Because it's whenever he shows up and does something super.
And she's all like, I'm so dreamy.
Yeah. I don't know. For one thing that Christopher Reeves doesn't really offer to the character, it's sex appeal.
No,
Like-
no. You're not no Henry Cavill.
No.
I like how too back in the day with all these movies, when you show them in prison, you always show them washing laundry or something like that.
You show them in, very generic prison situations. Which, fourth movie when he gets saved by his nephew, they're just breaking rocks on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
So if there's something they're just gonna show, it's
There we
prison
go.
scenes.
Yeah, and they all have the stripes. That's why I always found funny. I remember my dad telling me, because he went to jail a couple times, and I was like, "Did you get the stripes?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I was like, "They have that in movies all the time. They're wearing stripes in jail." And numbers.
Yeah. Oh, see, Lexus comes as devilishly, schemy, but he always just knows too much. Like, every Lex just inhumanly knows something. And he's like, oh, Superman always flies north. How do you know? Are you always having a compass with you when he's around? Literally, the first times you see him, he's underground.
Mm-hmm.
Lex is living underground.
Yep. And he's always like, Superman always flies this way. And he figures it out way too quick in this movie.
He also figures out in the first movie the stupid, kryptonite is going to be his mortal weakness. And you're like, how do you make that leak to logic?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They're irradiated from his planet. They're deadly to him. And you're like, well, let's be honest.
Well, he did read the article that Lois read.
But Superman didn't know his weakness was kryptonite at the time.
But no, he put it together saying like, well, he didn't have powers there because that's what was stated in the article.
But at the same time, the reason he didn't have powers on Krypton wasn't because of Krypton itself. It was because of the sun. They didn't have a yellow sun.
It was a red sun, yes, and they had different effect when you're here. But he put 2 and 2 together when he was just like, wait, I like this part. The subtle comedy in this movie.
Yep.
Okay, Krypton. Yes,
But
he
no.
put 2 and 2 together from
But
the
how?
article.
That doesn't make
Moses'
sense,
article
though.
was so in depth. You don't know. You didn't read it.
He never gives the inclination of, oh, well, if my planet was still here, I wouldn't have powers. For all they know, Kryptonians on Krypton had superpowers.
Yes.
There's nothing that they had any evidence to the difference. There's no other Kryptonians. So when he goes, oh, there's a piece of his planet fell with him, which that was a leap in logic.
Yeah, that... Okay. I'll give you some of that there, but read the article, and you'll know. Oh, look at that. The moon landing. Oh, man. Even though the fights in here are really bad, it still does not compare to Superman 4.
Why? They're all on the moon with low gravity. Can't
But
blame-
they don't look as bad. He has lean in. He has the nails, remember? And scratches it. He's like, ah!
Yep. But, I mean, this isn't much better. It's just people that... You think about it. With them on this planet, the moon is no depiction of how strong they should be. You know, if you're on the moon and you punch someone, they're probably going to go flying through the air.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're, Superman. It just means that gravity on the moon is low. When they get to Earth, like, they make that giant leap that they're like, oh, yeah, no, we have so many powers.
Well, I like how we go from this, it's like very low key of their strength, and then you go to like a Man of Steel, and then it's just like, we're gonna destroy everything.
Well, let's be honest, like, in the Christopher Reeves movies, they never get dark enough where Superman has to, like, go full force against anyone. Like, when he fights Zod and all of them, he's still not seeming to go full force. He's just found someone that's as strong as him. But
You.
also, the talking in space.
Oh, yeah. And how she can understand him with that mask on?
And isn't Kryptonian a different language? Like, I've always been a little confused about that.
Well, you gotta think comic books, man. It's one of those things where everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
But even though they are from a different planet, and there's different dialect, and they do write differently also.
Yeah.
This is funny.
Oh no, the effects of space actually affect someone.
Ah.
And he falls just with a thud.
Right?
Like-
There you go. There's your flying.
Like, I don't know. The special effects, only to a point, hold up. There are some fun ones, but then
Hey,
there's...
look, there we go. Like, why is he automatically floating when that guy just fell?
When his buddy just, like, planted on the ground.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
It's a cosmonaut. It's the Russians, I think. And then, just, oh no, he can pick up a human being on the moon. How could he ever do that?
well, he just showed that he just, like, tap.
Well, also to that though, on the moon you'd still have some gravity.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be reduced, so he wouldn't just go floating off into the air.
Get your ship going, man. Get your ship going.
Get your model moving, dude.
Come on.
Pick up the model. Get your toys and go home. Mr. Unibrow over here holding him down. If this movie was done nowadays, he'd definitely be played by the great Kali.
Yeah. Oof. I can imagine how terrible that acting would be. Well, once again,
I think it'd be about equal to what this was.
things just crumbling. Houston.
Ugh.
Do you know why they always use Houston?
'Cause that's where the base was located, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Just found it so funny.
Like, they're calling back to Earth, which is in Houston.
Yeah, I know. As a kid, though, I always thought like that was their passcode or something like that. Just because you hear it in movies so much.
I love the fact though that that guy made the blow dryer comment about like them losing signal, but 3 men are dead.
Yeah.
He's just like, who turned on the blow dryer? The cosmonaut and the 2 astronauts.
Look at the
are
flag.
dead.
You're talking about gravity.
Yeah.
You can clearly tell they have 2 metal rods on the top just to hold them there and make it
Mm-hmm.
look like they're floating.
Well, I'm fairly certain the real ones out there have the metal rods on them to make sure they stayed out full.
Probably, but
Because if gravity
just
still
for
exists,
this movie's sake, it's so obvious.
yeah. Suddenly they just fly, like,
See that?
and he just drops them right down. Like,
Okay, I'll give you this scene.
oh jeez, the generic. Like, I love that Lex always has the ahead of his time stuff, and it's kind of funny until you realize how outrageously out of its time it typically is.
Yeah.
Like, this technology to do something like that does not exist nowadays.
Yeah.
You can do things similar, but using just a projector would not map 2 full-blown human beings playing chess.
But it looks like it's highly high tech wherever he got it.
I love how it just has to look high-tech to pass.
Yeah. Little purple lights.
Oh, and then the light goes right over them. Gosh. Like the ineptitude of guards is why people end up getting out of
Well, the best thing is they're
prisons.
watching a game.
Yeah. Well, it'd be even cooler if they were watching Superman do something. Like, it'd be more poignant as to Superman is responsible for these kind of things. Like, people not caring about the law being upheld because, oh, Superman will just solve it. But
They get out with the balloon, huh?
he gets out. Otis won't get out because Lex can't save both of them.
Yeah.
But no, just I'm actually kind of glad that Otis goes out at this point in time, because in the first movie he was kind of fun. In this movie he wears thin real fast.
Mm-hmm. He becomes Jar Jar.
He does.
A bumbling buffoon.
But no, it's also kind of funny that now there is a blimp over the prison that nobody has noticed.
Yeah, because the game's on. It's a
Yeah.
big game.
And they're about to be saved with very little, like, resistance.
Wait a minute. I don't get that. Like, he's like looking for the ladder. Lex is standing like right there, seeing the ladder swing, and he's not doing anything until he's like he acknowledges that the ladder's there.
Because the game's on. That excuse goes both ways, I guess. No.
Where's the guards? That's all I'm asking.
But, and for real, like, how much does Otis have to weigh for him to pull down the blimp?
Right? That I always felt that was discriminatory towards fat people, because the way he climbs it is like boom boom. I'm like, screw you guys, we're not that fat to bring down a freaking air balloon. There you go. He's like, move your foot. I need to watch.
Gosh. Like, you think about if there was a good guard in half of these prisons that people escape from, would they actually escape ever?
No. Look.
Gosh, the effects.
Right. Like, sorry. Peace out, buddy.
And not a single guard, like, takes aim or tries to take a shot.
He took that well, though. He's like, okay, well, I'll stay here. And now they're gonna go find the fortress.
They're gonna go straight from here to the fortress.
Yeah, I know. That's what I meant. They're gonna go straight from here.
Like, there's no way they survive that. It's just like in freaking Superman Returns, when they just go to the North Pole, and what's her name? The Miss Tessmacher of that movie is just like, I wasn't expecting to come up to the cold like this, and they're like barely wearing any layers.
Yeah, and wasn't Lex still wearing a suit?
Yeah. Like,
No, they were wearing snow gear.
they were barely wearing snow gear.
Oh, excuse me.
'Cause
You
also-
know, you know how to go to the North Pole,
That...
to the Fortress of Solitude and dress. You don't know. He had advanced suits and advanced jackets with little heating coils inside.
Sure.
Yeah. He is Lex. He thinks of everything.
I also like how there's no attempt at pursuit either. It's like they're in a blimp, they're gone.
They didn't
They're-
see him. The game was on.
Yeah. They're like, oh, just Otis is just in the middle of the lawn.
And he's doing this. He's waving up like, you know.
Nah.
Canada. Oh, Canada. I've never been to the Niagara Falls. Have
Me
you?
neither. No, I haven't gone that far up north.
Yet.
But no, it's nice to see these shots of what is pretty much now just really cruddy looking places because of how much tourism's affected them.
Yeah, and gosh, look at that. Is it Usher? Would you call him Usher or Bellboy? Or
Bellboy.
Bellboy, yeah. Look at that suit, man. If I was employed and someone's like, you got to wear this, I'd be like, yes. Little flare.
Yeah, but also look at Margot Kidder's thing though, where she's so dressed for the times.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the little hat with the little thing on. But I get what you're saying here. We're flying over the Arctic, and with the blimp, you don't think that would affect it. Oh wait, mush. Right there, explanation. I don't know where they got that from, but there it is.
There's.
I don't know where they got more gas.
Look at all that real looking snow.
The little props is. Makes her drive the whole time.
Gosh.
Oh, look at that. See? Boom. Lex thinks of everything. And they go straight there. No brakes, no nothing.
You know, I realize it's in the North Pole, but a home defense system, especially when your most powerful enemy, despite being locked up, is a super genius.
Yes. And the thing about that, too, is, you know, I think now there's more security onto Fortress of Solitude, but in this movie I always found it weird. I'm like, man, it's just open.
Yeah, well,
Anybody can go in. Like,
I mean,
people probably go to the Arctic to, you know, explore things and find new things about the area, and then they're gonna be like, what is this?
yeah, there's a giant crystal structure here. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go search around there. I hope whatever lives in there doesn't care. Like, I don't know. This has always been the most bothersome thing, is because, like, when Superman first came into being, the Fortress of Solitude probably made a lot more sense because, you know, not that many people could go to the Arctic. But
Yeah, so for the time, you're saying, like,
not in this movie.
oh, okay.
But, like, prior, when Superman first got his fortress, like, when it was first, the idea was originally made.
I'm grabbing my phone, so if you hear me moving around.
But I don't know. It's also just so silly to have that kind of thing and no way to defend it. Because especially, like, how they enter is just through a bunch of gaps in the wall. Like, this fortress has no doors, has no windows. It's just open. Which, probably a little neat looking, super dated at this point in time.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But-
look at the props.
Yeah.
Look at the setting. It's all built set. And it doesn't hold up.
No.
Especially on this HD TV.
Yeah. No, it's always just so weird. Like, how egocentric does Superman have to be to think nobody's gonna get here?
Yeah, nobody. Why would they come up here? Look at that.
The crystals. It's so funny though. Like, think of a Superman movie that hasn't had to do with crystals.
All of them. Wait. Man of Steel?
The little metal he brought. The little
Yeah, but it was a
crystal
little metal.
thing?
It wasn't crystal.
Was it not crystal?
It was not crystal. It went into that little machine because remember he was wearing it all the time and it had
Uh-huh.
a Superman symbol on top.
Talking about marketing, right?
Well,
key.
they in that movie they established it meant hope. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's a river.
Yeah. Oh, and here is not at all bad CGI Marlon Brando.
But this is why we live, man. These are the movies that raised us. Look at that. You know, even though it doesn't hold up for now, like if I showed my kid this movie, she'd be like, "Oh, it looks fake." You know, it's, would you say nostalgic?
Yeah, nostalgic. That's what it is to us. That's why people typically let all those flaws go. That's why people will say Star Wars, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi all have great cinematography.
Well, I have to fight on that honor. It does. Like, I have the original unaltered cuts, and they still hold up very, very well compared to the prequels.
Yeah, if you say so.
Whoa.
A budget makes a big difference. Also, a giant
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando face is just terrifying.
Oh, I remember seeing in a documentary, because there is a documentary attached with this, of what they did, and the fact that they couldn't bring him back, they just basically stole everything from the first movie, and they, to make it look cool for the updated version of this cut, because when this was dropped, they're like, hey, we're gonna have him here, we're gonna have him there, and boom, there he is. Because remember in the first movie, it was just his head. Again, right there's his head.
It is just his head. No, well, and then in the third or fourth movie, they don't even have him in it. It's the Council of Krypton that Superman talks to.
Oh,
so,
yes!
So it's funny what actors just, like, don't want to do.
Oh, you know what movie I would love to do with you? Supergirl.
Hmm.
Because remember, that was sort of a tie, because Christopher Reeve was in it.
Mm-hmm.
For only a little bit.
Yeah.
And he freezes the whole lake. Which one was that one?
The third or fourth one.
Yeah, remember he freezes the entire lake and takes the lake with him and to drop it on that fire?
Yeah. Physics were never really Superman's bread and butter.
And he killed the lake.
Yeah. Like, all of the life forms in there have to have just died.
Yes, we need history on these guys now.
Didn't even catch the big guy's name.
I was just about to say that. They said his name, they went by, then it went to her, and then they went to Zod. I was like, oh, I still didn't catch his homeboy's name. Never mind, it doesn't matter.
Just call him,
Gimp.
I was going to say Lurch.
Lurch? Call him the Lurch.
It's so funny how, at this point in time, if we were watching Man of Steel, they gave so much more backstory to Zod as to why he was doing what he was doing and stuff like that, where this one's just like, he wanted to be in charge, planet was dying, send him away. Put him in a paper, toss it in space.
And forget about him.
Jeez.
You know, some of these scenes are a little drawn out. I can see that too. I know, for you, you're just like, come on.
It's with this movie, like, we still have so much to go as far as, like,
the fight.
And yeah, but it's this movie's pacing doesn't make sense because it starts just go after an 8-minute lull of intro.
Then we have a long haul of him moping around after he gave up his powers for Lois, and he gets beat up, and then he realizes, oh crap, this sucks. I want to go back to being super.
I love though how every Superman movie is pretty much just the world needs Superman for this reason, like for this reason or another reason, the world needs Superman. And you watch Lex's thing, and he goes, the world doesn't need Superman. Like in these movies, he wants to take over things. Mm-hmm. He wants to be rich. He wants to do all that stuff. But after this point, like, it becomes that Lex just wants to destroy Superman. And sometimes his motives make more sense than Superman staying alive. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want the world to rely on it. Like in the newer movie, Death of Superman. Like, we are shown in that movie, no spoilers for any of you that haven't seen it. We are
Superman
shown
dies.
in that movie. We're shown in that movie, though, what the fear Lex has does to people, where people become so reliant on Superman, they lose their sense of self-preservation. That they go, oh, Superman will save me.
Oh, look at that, too. The glasses came off.
Yeah.
And, oh, yeah, the kid falls off, huh?
He ends up doing it.
Yeah, ends up doing it, falls off, then Superman shows up. She's like, wait a minute.
You know, given the lack of visual effects in this time, I wonder if they actually just tossed a child off the edge.
Oh, yeah. It was like, all right, sounds like a good idea for a good shot.
Probably just like, any parents done with their kids here? No? You want to make a quick, like, $7,000? We'll give you it if you just let us shoot this.
Shoot.
Ah.
I would take it. I'd be like, all right, Kathy. Poof.
Kathy, you're gonna be in a Superman movie.
What?
Goodbye.
By the way, he saves you.
Yeah, he saves you in the movie. Not now.
Not now. So good luck.
So they'd have to shoot the scene where the kid's safe first,
Yeah.
then chuck him off.
Hold your breath. Oh yeah, he goes away. Wait, why did he go away?
Because she wanted some things from the hot dog stand,
Yeah.
and now she's gonna watch this happen, and most attentive parents ever.
Right. Just the overacting of like.
Yeah, the parents that just don't care. It's real fun.
What if Lois went over there and pushed the kid just to test it?
He wouldn't save me. Maybe he'll save this child.
And look at them. Oh shit.
It'd be really funny if they didn't even pay attention at all. Like,
Yeah.
she's freaking out. They're just like, it's just some tourist.
Wow, did you see that doll?
Yep.
There he is. Oh my god, look, it's Superman.
Gotcha, kid.
I like the way he was following. Just at an angle like that. Because
Yep.
that's the way you fall.
You just get the old Jewish lady. Such a nice man.
Such a nice man. I should buy you a cupcake. Because you're so nice.
Such a mensch. And then he looks at the parents and he's like, hey, you're both under arrest.
Yeah. You guys suck.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of funny that we always talk about overacting out crowds. I feel like that was an underacting crowd.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, look, and then they all disperse. Hey, Superman was here.
it's like,
Whatever.
oh man, he just saved that kid from waterfall. Neat. Like, has Superman become that commonplace on saving people? They're like, Superman. It's kind of hoping for Batman this time, but okay.
Yeah, whatever.
But,
I thought Green Lantern was going to show up, but you know what? Whatever. We'll take Superman. Hey! Maybe that's why we felt so bad for the sailor in
Yeah.
Death of Superman, because we're just
Yeah.
like, he cared. He
No.
cared.
No, and also for you people that have not seen Death of Superman, that sailor scene, like,
Destroys
got
you.
us. Yes.
Oh,
But
he's in the water.
he's
Look
in
at
the
it.
water. Well, it's, you know,
See.
he's not used to being on a planet that has anything but just pure rock.
Yeah.
Which
look at
makes me
this.
wonder what Kryptonians drink.
It's Jesus.
It's
Look at him.
Jod. It's Jesus-odd.
Look at him. He's like, what? What's in my coffee?
I love how you can also actually see the board which he's walking down.
Yeah.
Like, you see the ripples in the lake behind him.
Oh, yeah. Just got out of the shower. Whoops, I just got a gun I need to pull out on you really quick.
Yeah. Of all the things, like, I love the first movie, the part where she's like, well, what color underwear am I wearing? And you're just like, Superman should have seen that the moment he came down there. And I do mean came.
Oh, you know what would have been the best about that is when she asked that question, he just does this like a little wink, and then she's like, "Oh, you naughty, naughty Superman."
What color underwear am I wearing? You're not. Yes, I... Oh my gosh, where'd they go?
He pulls it up.
That is a Superman for the modern day.
Exactly, just like, that's French Superman. Alright, but I gotta tell you, it's coming up here, and you can agree to disagree. This is one of my favorite, iconic, somebody turning from the alter ego to the hero, and this scene is it.
Something's really messed up about his eyes in this scene. I can't quite figure it out. Like, just looking at him is making it just not look like Christopher Reeves normally looks.
Really?
Yeah.
It's fine to me.
It's just something with his eyes.
Unless he keeps blinking. I know he's blinking a lot.
Mm.
But here it is. It's coming up. One of like the most iconic scenes in history, especially just because Lois sells it so well. She's "You're a breath of dynamite guy, and you're Superman. So stand over there so I can shoot you."
Jeez. I don't know. Actually, I don't think she shoots him in this scene.
Yeah, she does.
No.
Yeah, it's this scene.
No, isn't there a scene where she falls in the lake and goes down the river a little bit before
No.
he reveals himself?
No. It's right here. She shoots him, and that's when he goes from slouch, and then he goes that, and he takes off the glasses. Yeah. Because she gave him that whole pep talk of like, "Oh, you're a swell guy." And I don't think we actually see them go out too. I think this was because this is all test footage, by the way. Come on, just get. God, it's so drawn out sometimes. And
which is also kind of funny. He didn't see it coming though, given his X-ray vision.
I know, right? Oh God, I've always found her attractive. Like as an actress, you know what I mean? Like she has that look about her. And she looks like Lois Lane. Like when I think Lois Lane, not to disrespect any of the other actresses, I always imagine her.
The one from Superman Returns, I really don't see her as a good Lois Lane, but that might also be because the movie really doesn't focus on her enough for me to really get that feeling.
She seemed too young. That was my problem with her. She seemed really young. Like she didn't seem like a woman like her. She's a woman. You know what I mean? Like you see her, you're like, oh, she's been part of the grind. The other one's like, I'm kind of a baby face.
Yeah.
See? Right here. He's like, I wear glasses. He doesn't. You stupid?
I think it'd be really funny if Bruce Wayne started wearing glasses in one of the movies.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? He's got something. Yep, there it is. Don't be insane, Lois. Put her down. Yep. What? And you didn't realize that was a blank because of your steel skin?
I mean, let's be honest.
Look at that. Boom. Come on.
He tanks a shot in the eye in Superman Returns, so I'm sure getting shot wouldn't really
affect him.
Yeah.
There we go. Boom. Arms crossed. I'm Superman.
How many times do you think you get a free pass at shooting Superman before he finally gets mad?
Right? Well, it's Lois, so I think she has a good card to be like, okay.
I feel like it'd be the opposite, where he's had to save her so many times, she's just causing more problems.
Like, you're setting off a gun in a room, by the way.
Yeah, now I've got to explain to the hotel services why there's either a bullet hole in the wall or people heard shots.
Yeah. Now she knows. But then right now they fall in love, remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't he kills the snake right here?
Ursa does. She just stares at it and suddenly...
It bursts into flames?
Yeah.
Like, because that's what happens.
I think he tries to bite her, too. And she's like, ha! You can't bite me.
Wait a minute.
She acts like it hurt her, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's an on-fire snake.
That's how it happens. That's how I set snakes on fire. I just...
So they're discovering their powers on Earth. I really wonder how Clark's were when he figured it out. He's just like, man, I was watching TV and suddenly the TV exploded. He's just staring at it and just...
I was really trying to focus as much as I could on the TV, and then boom! I was like, "What happened?" That would suck for Superman, like especially when you're trying to get used to your powers.
Yeah. No, and that's something that Man of Steel shows pretty well, is him getting used to his powers. Like you never see that period at all for him. All you see in the Richard Donner ones is that he accepts his powers, and he accepts that he can't save everybody. Like, that is all of the backstory you get.
Mm-hmm.
You never find out about his powers, which the movie constantly changes them, and there will be a scene I will talk about later on that is probably the stupidest scene in these movies.
Why is she not cold?
Yeah. It's just the middle of the Arctic.
Middle of the Arctic. I dress for the occasion. I'm with Superman. And they honestly do make love, huh?
I think they do.
Because he takes away his powers. I think when he's like, I realize I want to be with you.
I've lost my powers. Now let's bone.
Okay, because he steps in and he goes, no, let's bone.
Yeah. No, for real. Like, this movie
is amazing. Yes.
It's
probably the greatest movie of all time.
Oh, here comes the hillbilly cops.
Oh, fun fact. I think it's when they're in town. One of the actors breaks like their American accent, and it's an English accent. So that's a fun fact to know, because someone caught it. They're like, oh, and it was a kid. He's like, bloody hell, or something like that. And it's like, why is there a British kid in the middle of this Texas town, or something like that? Don't you see the lights? Hey, Bob, they don't get it. Yeah, It's like,
See these unarmed people that are just standing in front of our car? Shoot them down, newbie. She seriously just has this thing about ripping things off of people's chests. Like, be lucky she didn't fight Lois, or this could have been a really bad gore film.
There we go. Even the wood.
Even the wood burned, and now it's floating.
Okay.
Now they wonder if they're drunk.
He's like, what was that? Jesus Christ.
And now I'm going to serve you this food I somehow acquired. Would you like this champagne that I just exploded? That's a signal for tonight.
With the little thing in the back, the ice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, where'd you get all that stuff? Like, whoever hooked you up with this Fortress of Solitude hooked you up. You got plates, you got cups.
I'm also somewhat wondering if the...
And there's a bed, remember?
Yeah, there is. But I'm wondering if the silverware and the drinking glasses are made of the same crystal that place is. If he's just like, let me just zzz with my eyes.
Yeah, he's like, he goes, I made all of this.
Yeah.
That was part of my training, was to make all of this. I made that wine, by the way.
Kal-El, you must learn the importance of being human. Make some fine cutlery and nice wine glasses for you and a woman.
Yeah. And this little thing of like grapes comes up like in a little bowl. You must step on them, Kal-El.
These are Kryptonian grapes. They will get you wrecked.
Daddy's had a few. That's how we had you.
I also love how there's just a news report going on. We're like, yeah, there's these people that are just coming through. We don't really know what's going on. Oh, one of them's here.
That would have killed him, right? If he pushed him like that?
I mean, if he didn't know his strength, which he doesn't.
Yeah. So, look, you're on TV.
I love how this seems like new technology to him when Krypton is so far past them.
But it doesn't look like that in this movie.
No.
Especially like, well, no, they did that in Man of Steel. It was high tech. They had flying beasts and
they had
stuff.
like beads that like were the images for everything, like that one machine.
You know what's so funny though is out of everything with Superman, he just doesn't have a TV at the fortress. He's got the plates, he's got the everything like that, but no TV.
It's gonna be funny if they just add that later on. They're like, here's a TV in the Fortress of Solitude made from the Fortress of Solitude.
Because you need to know when bad things are happening.
He's Superman. He should always know.
And here's your Superman. No, I don't listen to fake news. You're like, what? Whoa. Do you jump for it?
We're swerving! Jump!
Yeah, you're gonna walk away from being okay.
I like how it flipped too somehow.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You know,
look how calm and cool they are.
I was just say it's like these people have never undergone a crisis, and they're like, "That's neat."
just keep filming.
Yep, we are not in cover. We're not behind everything.
Mr. President,
we are just watching all this go down.
Wait, okay, if that was part of a local TV station, how did he get this channel?
Well, I mean, maybe it was being broadcast because you know how Beat News is everywhere.
Beat News is everywhere if you really think about it. Oh,
because missiles explode on impact.
Oh, great shot.
Not an obvious stunt double.
No, not at all. There we go. Look at these things. I like how she has the patches she stole on her.
I like how she also says they need machines to fly, where literally the Phantom Zone was a created machine.
Yes, it was.
And Kal-El's baby pod was a created machine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if that helicopter was in Suicide Squad, I'm sure these guys would be totally fine.
Yeah. Boom.
Yep, they just walk out of that building.
No, what's so funny is I love explosions in movies, especially over-exaggerated ones like that, because I'm like, what was in that house?
Look at the hillbilly just on the ground. He's just like, ah.
Watch me. I am Zod. And this is Beatdown. Oh.
Yep, this was after the super voting.
Yeah. He's just like, something's so weird going on right now in my head, but no, this is good.
She's just like, wow, I don't want to tell him I have a shattered pelvis, but, you know, I probably should before round 2.
General Zod.
I will say he is probably my favorite actor in this movie. Like, Christopher Reeves and Gene Hackman, they're fine. But what he adds to the level of character that he is just there, I think it's amazing. Just all the hillbilly expressions are the funniest thing.
I know.
The guys that are standing with their hands on their head.
There we go. There we go again. Ripping off things.
That wasn't Ursa,
Oh,
though.
wait.
That was Zod.
Oh, Zod. Look at him. He's just to the president.
I love so much just the overacting.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, there goes Washington's erection.
Then he's like, wait, he's coming here? Wow.
I like how they're still sitting in the exact same spot, and somehow somebody got a picture of them taking down the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man didn't save him this time.
Nope.
Also, it'd be funny if Crystal Dad was just like, hey, just so you know, somebody stopped by here not so long ago.
Wait, she's wearing his shirt
Yeah,
with long white socks.
yeah, that's probably all she's wearing.
Yeah.
Look at that hair, though. That is such 70s hair.
This was I thought this was 80s.
I thought this was 70s.
That's a good thing to look up.
Yeah, I honestly thought this was late 70s, because wasn't the first one done in 77?
Yeah. So I know it was like 3 or 4 years apart. That's a good question. Superman 2 release date. You gotta love technology. Oh, 81. I was right. It's good to be right.
Still doesn't change the fact that it's pretty much still 70s hair.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's funny that his effect was at least decent when Lex and them were in there, and now it's just like super see-through.
Yeah. Much more detailed than the first time around. This time around, they're like, whatever.
And also, I wonder how long this is, like, timeline-wise after the first movie, because he's going to his dad, like, after everything I gave to them, and you're like, well, you saved them from nukes, don't get me wrong, but those were fired at them because of you.
Well, that's the problem, like, with the Batman versus Superman. Automatically, it's like, we hate him, we love him. And I'm like, well, wait, how long it's been since
Yeah, no,
that happened?
it's seriously been 11 months since the first Superman, or the Man of Steel. But with this one, you don't really have a timeline.
Yeah.
And you don't know what he's been doing, because all of the actions he's, like, done in this movie so far, in this movie, was saving a kid from Niagara Falls.
Mm-hmm.
He has done nothing else this movie.
But didn't he do a montage in the first movie of saving people? And all
The
that?
very first night he was Superman, he stopped that boat robbery, and he stopped the cat burglar climbing up the wall, and he saved Lois. He did those things, and then, come the end of that movie, he saved the United States from the missiles, but he didn't do anything else for the people in those movies. Like, and for the most part, besides the government, people probably shouldn't know that he saved all those people.
You know, as somebody who criticizes pretty harsh, with this, I never understood why he did this. After rewatching this again, I don't understand why he felt like, oh, well, I want to feel normal. Well, haven't you felt normal all your life?
Yeah.
You grew up in Kansas.
No. The other thing that will be interesting to think about is Lex Luthor and Miss Tessmacher needed a snowmobile / raft to get to the Fortress of Solitude. He and Lois are there out of him flying there.
Yes.
He didn't know he was going to lose his powers right now.
I'll use it one more time.
Yeah, I'll just float down there, get one more use out of him. But no, how do they get back to civilization from here?
Yeah, and they get back again.
Yeah.
Remember? He gets to that diner. He realizes having no powers suck. Then he goes back in a grueling... Like, they make it look more grueling when he goes back.
Yeah, but still, him going between here and there, no problems.
But how... okay, I missed the entire dialogue. How did he explain that's going to take his powers away?
He just said stepping in that chamber would turn you back or turn you into a mortal man on this planet. Like, I don't even know why they had this chamber pre-set up.
Right?
But
that's what I'm thinking to myself right now. I'm like, wait a minute. When did you guys decide, like, oh, if we ever get to a yellow sun? Oh, and the self-explosions and all that?
yeah.
You look, just,
Yeah, disapproving Marlon Brando just staring at you.
if this was all pre-recorded?
Gosh. I mean, they probably just recorded Marlon Brando's face as he looked at the script.
It's all your fault.
And yeah, now he's just looking up at Lois, just like, hey, you want to show Jarell a little bit of that?
Yeah, I watched the entire time, by the way. I'm hooked up to this entire fortress.
It's not a real fortress of solitude. It's a fortress of being watched all the time.
And good job, by the way.
It's also interesting that, like, I get that they didn't know about it,
Yeah,
but
you're going to shoot a bazooka off in the White House?
that guy just flying through the roof. They never fired the bazooka yet. And there it goes. And it's funny, though, because they're just like, we're shooting them with guns and it won't work. Use a billy club, see if that works. Gosh. At least the gun didn't bend.
Yeah.
Like it really probably should have.
Just like...
That should have murdered the crud out of that guy. As that should have. I like how they care in the slightest. Like,
Whoa, that was a weird way he slid.
yeah. Sod firing the gun with such glee.
He was like, oh, I wonder what it does to you guys.
God. Zod holding an automatic gun. That's hilarious. Punt him in the face. Yep.
Which should have, like, destroyed them.
I think it'd be really funny if this was like almost a goofy gore flick where he kicks them and the head just flies off.
Mm-hmm. I always found it weird here. Like, when he's sitting there, I'm like, that's not the president.
Yeah.
The swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, he does not have the same set of hair that TV was looking at. The one...
Gosh, Zod as a villain is like really intriguing. In he conquers. He wants to rule. He doesn't want to destroy. You know, a lot of Superman villains are just, you know, destroy. Even Lex is like destroy Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Zod is just like, you're the son of Jor-El, kneel before me. Like,
What sucks is, too, if you really think about it, being this guy, like, before he comes in, he's like, we need a decoy president. I don't want to do it.
yeah, I feel like it's like, just him.
Yeah, there we go.
Just grab our bellboy.
Yeah.
Just have a bellboy in the White House and just use him for.
You're the president for 2
scapegoats.
seconds until he kills you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I give you executive authority. He's like, yeah, nuke him. What? No!
New patches to rip off. There we go.
Gosh, like, for real, she has a fetish.
Yeah. Just...
Like, goodness forbid she sees a human male nipple. She's like, does that come off too?
What do you... Neil. The Superman. The
Yeah.
who?
The Superman. Where is he right now? Well, let me check my Superman locate. Oh, he lost his powers. Never mind, we're boned.
We're not cool like Gotham, where they have a phone directly to.
Yeah. Oh, we shine a giant S in the sky, but our skies are like clear all the time,
All
so
the
it wouldn't
time.
do anything.
See right there, look, they got a truck now.
Yeah, but where did they get it from?
Hey, you don't need explanation. It's a movie.
They're also flying down that icy road, which
Right.
anyone that lives in a place
So
where
you can
it's
see him
icy,
kind of swerve too.
yeah, anyone that lives where it's icy would know. Superman or not, you shouldn't be flying down an icy road. Well, these jerks just walking through the parking lot like that, right in front of a car.
Right in front of the car.
Yeah. You know, this is probably what ends up happening in Man of Steel when he like crucifies that dude's truck.
Oh yeah.
Is probably in part because of this movie, where they're like, he got picked on by it and got petty. Let's make him more petty.
Let's really piss him off.
But
wasn't he was just passing through?
These guys are the trucker.
No, in Man of Steel. No, he worked there, huh?
Yeah, he was working at the diner as a what's it called? Busboy. Be the really funniest thing because like he's depowered now. Just eats something spicy for the first time.
Oh my goodness! I just thought about that too because I was just like, well, with all this and being invincible and stuff like that, would that take away like his? I'm a victim to spicy food.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
So you notice the colanders on the window or on the wall just pointed out like nips.
Yeah.
Just like right next to where she is sitting too. Bras of the
I like
time.
how it says washroom, restroom.
Probably for the Canadians that come through there.
Yeah. Let you know, Canadians. Oh, I defend your honor, Lois.
It'd be funny if he tried to push her down, she just pushed him back up because he just didn't have the strength.
Oh yeah, here's where he sees the TV was on, and he's like, "Oh, this is why I need a TV in the Fortress of Solitude."
Oh gosh, and it's funny because it's the overtly like terrible trucker. Like he's got the flannel and the denim jeans, and he's wearing the cat hat. Oh my god! Let nobody get a hold of this, or they're gonna make a crappy supervillain.
I'm bleeding, and he sells it here too. Yeah, I like how he starts crying too. Because he's like, this sucks.
This is pain. No wonder my parents didn't want me to have it.
Oh, look at it. He's like, you bitch. It's because of you.
He's like, man, the things I do to screw a chick.
Right? I give up my powers. I come to this crappy diner.
It's funny because the guy. Well, no, the reason this fight is going on is because the guy took his seat, and actually, where that guy sat back at was away from where it was, so he could have sat down. Man, Lois, if she'd had a fork there, would have just like taken that guy out.
You would think though, being Superman and wait, never mind. He's never got any fighting training.
Nope.
So
he's just been invulnerable.
Just been invulnerable. Kind of overmilked it his whole life, and now he's got his ass kicked.
Yeah. I just like how it keeps cutting to the two guys at the side of the thing, just that watched him get his ass kicked. Now we're seeing the rest of the guy that's in the bar.
They're like, something's going on over there. I'm too drunk to even comprehend.
They're like, oh man, does that guy need help? Because we're not going to give it to him.
Oh, turn the TV on. Right? Wow, right on cue too.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been playing on loop. Because, given the state of emergency, that probably would have happened. But the fact that they're turning it on right when he does that, it's hilarious.
Oh, that blood.
That's so fake blood.
General Zod.
I like how Superman actually remembers who Zod is.
Yeah, and I was like, you were a baby, weren't you?
It's not even that. It's like he goes to the Fortress of Solitude when he's a teenager and learns all of Krypton's history and a lot of Earth's history. But they, somehow he just remembers Zod. And he never even questions how he got out of the Phantom Zone.
No, he never questions it. He's like, wait a minute, I saw you. I flipped you off as a baby.
Yeah.
Look at him like, wait. There's no way, too, you can replay that.
Yeah. I love how, now you look at him, he looks totally fine. Like, the first time he got punched and he was on the ground, it kind of looked like his left eye was, swelling. And then he comes back this time, he's like, oh, no, I'm totally fine.
Yeah. And that blood just, is slowly fading off.
Yeah. It's just, cheap 81 blood.
Yeah, because, blood does not look like that.
Actually, let's see. How many people in this bar were wearing flannel? Oh, you can't see it anymore. Because Superman was wearing flannel, too.
Yeah, he was. But that's the thing, though. Kansas boy.
I guess.
I like how they sit there and they're bored.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Like, wow, we took over a planet and have nothing else to do. Maybe we should move to a different planet.
Like, this sucks. We ruled everything.
Yeah, we are in charge of the world. What can we do?
Oh yeah, Lex.
I think it'd just be funny if all three of them laser beamed him right then and there.
Oh, just.
Wouldn't be the first time Lex got laser beamed in a Oval Office.
Ah.
I mean, I guess it would have been the first time.
Yeah, but
It's
I still want a Superman movie where Lex is the president and Superman's super torn about it.
yeah.
Like, how does this city? How does America and the universe pay me back? Oh, let's make this guy president.
See, you want to know something funny though? If you look at Lex, the reason he's probably still alive right now is because he doesn't have anything on his chest for Ursa to rip off and kill him for.
He's like, I like him. He has no power. But he's got a ring.
Yeah. No. I think it is hilarious though that like Lex really has nothing to offer them. Like even when he's like, "Oh yeah, I can give you Superman," and they're like, "Well, yeah, but according to everything that's going to actually happen, he's going to come to us."
Yeah.
Like
that's why we're waiting here.
Yeah, we are waiting here for him. So,
don't they fight at the fortress?
They do. Where the stupidest move in all 4 movies occur, which I'm still waiting to get to. Like I do like Gene Hackman just moving away from them the entire time.
Explain to you. I can give you Superman.
I can give you Superman, and I know things that I really shouldn't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta fight that though. He is Lex Luthor. He is the smartest man in the world.
But he knows about the core conflict between Zod and Jor-El. Jor-El talks about how they were trapped in the Phantom Zone.
Well, didn't he just see it all when he went up there?
No. That's what I'm saying is he talked to Jor-El about the Phantom Zone, but never explained. Like there was never explained that Zod would have a huge personal beef with Jor-El. And that is the word.
But you didn't see the full conversation, so.
Yeah, you did. We saw most of it. You saw the
Maybe
part he was talking about the Phantom Zone.
Maybe it was just the highlights. You don't know. Maybe Jor-El came back on like, oh, by the way, before you step out, I have beef with Zod. Okay, that's it. You guys can go now.
Come on, you think they would have gotten Marlon Brando to shoot that?
No, it was somebody else, like completely different.
It was Will Ferrell in Mega Man.
Oh my God.
Megamind.
Mega Man. I like how he's like, I want Australia. See, look. So how is the easiest way you came down?
Look at this. How did he live through that? He is a mortal man. He is a Kryptonian sickle.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
And there's still roads here. Like, there is a truck going by. He could have taken some vehicle that far. Now, don't get me wrong. The person driving that truck might have been the asshole who beat the crap out of him earlier. But
that would have been great. He opens the door and he's like, "You," and punches him in the face. Just pain.
It would also be really funny if he gets to this point on his mission and he's just like, he turns around and just goes back. And they're like, "Well, why did Zod take over the world? Because some asshole driver wouldn't pick me up." Like, I want the realistic Superman who, gets irritated at things and isn't just the perfect Boy Scout, but has some of that, like, what took you so long?
That's the problem. Superman is the perfect Boy Scout. You can't. That's why
Henry Cavill's acting of him got so much credit first, was because it was so dark and gritty.
Yeah, it was something different, but you got to imagine with this time, it's Superman. We want to see Superman be humble, the Boy Scout.
I want to see Supergirl as Superman, where how Kal-El is like, she's an actual sort of emotional human being in her own right, despite being Kryptonian. She has emotions where Superman only has positive emotions, where she has the full spectrum. Like, her character is more interesting than his in the fact that she can get mad at things. She can get angry at things and, like, lash out. And it's just considered being human. Mm-hmm. Where he's got to stay perfect the entire time. I just thought of Rocky right there.
Stella! Stella? That's not Rocky.
No, well, that's a... Yes. I know. It's Adrian. But I guess I was thinking of Over the Hedge then. Do you remember that part?
Yes, I remember, but I was just like, you're like Rocky, Stella! I'm like, wait.
So it's funny here, though, that like it's a little green... It's a little green crystal that saves his life, where you're just like, isn't that normally the opposite effect?
Well, I don't understand why it's green, for one.
Because green's the opposite of the color of red.
I know, but still, just out of nowhere, I'm like, homeboy, you just destroyed everything and told him he couldn't come back. Unless that was the point.
Yeah. The first thing he sees when he puts it in is just Marlon Brando. Psych!
I knew you'd be back.
I knew that.
I've been punched in real life. It sucks, so I wanted you to experience firsthand.
I knew that pussy couldn't keep you forever.
Oh, look at this.
I am the game master.
Pussy. Right when he comes on screen.
If you hear me now, you probably got your ass kicked.
Good.
Like, this'll teach you real humility. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be about humankind. It has to be, you have all this power and you bitch and complain.
Like, I give you life. I give you power. And you're just going to be like, I got some pussy and I'm going to go be mortal.
And I'm going to have some red paint put on my face to make it look like I'm bleeding.
He looks at him, he's like, is that real blood? That looks like ketchup. What? No,
Not
come
even.
here. You see a big head come out of nowhere. No, that's ketchup. Wait a minute, you just fell in a bottle of ketchup.
Wait. Let me try it one more time. No. Sorry. It's pussy juice because you're a pussy.
Whoa! You just had to go low.
Dude, like, it's funny because Superman pretty much in this movie proves he couldn't pass as a human being. As far as, like, his moral standing in the current day, even in the 80s, could not survive. Because the first place he goes, he tries to do something good and just gets his ass kicked and just goes right back home and cries to his dad. Like, yes, it's motivating for him to, realize how important his powers are to the world. But let's not bullshit it. His powers are important to him because he's just been exposed as to being weak. That without his powers, he cannot stand for what he believes in.
That's the word I'm looking for. With Superman, especially in this movie, I get that, but he realizes he has to do the right thing when he sees Zod. It's like, it's not a big explanation of like, oh my goodness, but
yeah. But if that little thing about
Superman is
Zod,
very cut and dry. You got to remember that Superman is very, very cut and dry. It's like, okay, yes, he has this. Whoa, I forgot about this. He's Jesus.
yeah. No, but
Wait. Okay, the shaking took me
now,
out of what I wanted to say.
And now Christopher Reeves is having a seizure. So someone on set gonna help him? No.
Is this how he got
just
paralyzed?
gonna record it. Just.
He turned Goku.
Yeah. No, but for real, if Zod hadn't shown up and he had just gotten his ass laid out at the diner, I still think he would have eventually ended up going back to the Fortress of Solitude because he could not survive. He's just such a wuss in this movie when he doesn't have his powers. Oh yeah.
God, I'm trying to find an argument in it, but going back and watching this, I'm like, no, he's Superman. He's Superman. It's very cut and dry. He did the right thing. He saw the president call him out.
The shaky cam with just someone like vibrating the glass. That was the funniest thing. Especially because nothing else is moving.
Yeah. Was there a reason to take out the entire side?
He's just like, this door displeases me. These invisible doors. Oh, dude, that dude better run. He just chucked something at him.
I like he makes the hole already big enough.
And then he just has to make more room.
He's like, move.
Dude, he's just beating up a bunch of reporters now. It's every bully's wet dream.
Look at.
Oh, heck, it's Trump's wet dream.
And
then Jimmy's just taking pictures.
Wait a minute.
Well,
that desk. Wow, that desk was cheap.
Perry White, you might want to change the name of your britches to Perry Brown.
Are you Lois? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's
Come on, it wouldn't be a movie without
he uses
a cat
the doors. Fight. That's how classy a man he is, Mr. Lex.
The most effective weapon against them so far has been a camera. You realize that?
Yeah. What's so funny is him crushing the lens. He's like, I still got the film.
I also kind of like how...
What do you know?
I also like how a toupeed rich gentleman uses his powers in the media to try to take over part of the world.
Where have we seen that before?
Man, was Richard Donner a psychic? Like,
probably.
Or did he discuss this in
There's
advance?
a lot of things. You gotta think about it. Especially with with predictions of this and what's going on now, like Simpsons and blah blah blah. But this movie is like, hey, this is what can happen. Wait, sorry, it did happen. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Should have seen the ramifications. And then being betrayed by those he helped. One of them, which is wearing a red star.
Nah, but it goes to again, like, what does he really have to offer?
All he was offering them in the first place was access to Superman.
Yeah, and then he's just like, I'm just trying to think right now. Oh wait, here we go.
Wow. Fake news.
Freedom of the. Like, come and find me.
Sounds like a dirty sex act.
Right? You
to kneel before
Zod.
God.
Just the way they jump out those windows.
And how much did they take the walls out? Did one of them not jump through the window and just jump through the wall? Yep.
Yep. After I was like, no, I think they just jump out the window. I was like, no.
I guess the big one must have just been like, windows already broken. Go through concrete.
No, you see him jump, then he stops like, we didn't break all of it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, he actually made it halfway down, flies back up, and just pushes the wall down.
Oh, this is a fun fight. He's like, oh yeah? I'm going to destroy this.
I love how he's a classic thespian, like the guy playing Zod. And it's like, what is it, Alex Guinness playing Obi-Wan, where you're just like, there's a very well-trained Shakespearean actor who has to do the goofiest role in the world as being Zod.
Yeah. Wait, who'd you say?
Alex Guinness? The guy who played Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Okay.
The original Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, I know now.
Because he was a really well-trained Shakespearean actor, and I guess he really hated playing that role.
He even had a letter out to the press or whatever, just saying, like, I hated Obi-Wan.
What was that wall filled with that it exploding hurt Superman's eyes?
That's what I mean. The over-exaggerated explosions in movies. It's just like when it's...
The trumpeter, take that, Zod!
I'll kill you with my music.
I also like how... I think Ursa's the only one... I've noticed this throughout the movie, and I think she's the only one that has tears throughout her costume. Like, there's ones going down the side of her leg and over her arm, where all the other guys are just wearing, like, solid black.
Well, we got to see the female skin. Remember that.
I guess. I'd rather kneel before Ursa than Zod.
I'm wondering, like, they're flying all the way out there, and they're still watching the fight.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's the 80s/70s. You could see all the way to the Fortress of Solitude from here.
Yeah, they're like, looking out like, oh, we're still seeing what's happening, and I'm like, wait a minute. Drop kick.
Right into the Statue of Metropolis.
RKO. Out of nowhere. See? They're still looking. I'm like, wait a minute. They're over the water at the Statue of Liberty. Wait, wasn't that broken? Or was it just the back of the head that was broken?
The Statue of Liberty?
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, it was only the torch.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, that's the thing that gets brought up most in these movies of all. Like, the first movie, they fly by it. He just did. Asked if you'd hit a woman, punched the big guy in the face. Just did. Like, that's something I want from my Superman in the movies, so you don't really get that often. Is really snarky banter.
Please let this explode.
Yeah. No, he's gonna catch it.
And it explodes?
Directed by Michael Bay.
Yep. Explosion.
Terrible mom. Just terrible mom. Underneath there.
Come on, what would you
I'm in
do?
a stroller. Move 5 feet out of the way.
I would be like, you know what? Cover the baby sounds much more logical in my mind.
Yeah, because my skinny, fleshy human body is going to stop the giant metal radio tower.
You never know the strength of a parent. You're not a parent.
No, but I am a meat sack, and I know what my limits are. Oh no, he has slightly inconvenienced me.
Oh, you're so critical. I love it. Oh, explosion. Michael Bay came in on this one.
Man, what do they fill these cars with?
I know, right? Oh my goodness, look at all this carnage and destruction.
Even from the window they show you, it's in the distance you can see the glow of the fire.
Yeah.
Like, way out of there. Hey, Superman, it's time to blow.
It's like, we're gonna blow up.
Okay, so he's shooting at the oil tanker, and he's shooting underneath the oil tanker, and not at the oil tanker part of the oil tanker. Unless it's a septic thing and he just wants to cover Superman and shit. Like...
Mirrors!
I saw the
Wow,
signs.
look at the little outline.
Yeah. Now... yeah.
Well, I love how he has to put his hands on his hips.
Oh, that's how you breathe proper.
Yeah. He's like... I've never breathed like that. I'm not gonna do it.
You're like,
now.
oh man, he averted crisis. Let's go right next to the thing that was about to explode.
It's still.
Who wants to play Whack-A-Man?
Right? Just the way he went down. Whoa! Whoa!
What's Godzilla?
That would have been awesome. He just shows up right now, like out of nowhere. Like Richard John was like, I was swinging for the fences. That's why I got fired halfway through the movie.
Yeah. I had Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Gamera, just all the giant kaiju you could think of.
My original script had everybody.
Yeah.
Batman even showed up. Oh.
I like how that even in any way inconvenienced him. And he caught it fully.
Yeah. And you know, see, he would have taken out the car if he didn't know how to use his powers. Hey, look, marketing. Marlboro.
And she's just like, man, I wish they were wearing skirts. Could look up that.
Kick. You gotta think, too, what's so funny is this is a far different fight from, like, you show Zod versus Superman in the movies with this one, and then you show Zod versus Superman in Man of Steel.
Enjoy Coke, everybody.
Just to this is like, I'm gonna swing you into that Coke side.
You know what'd be the funniest thing? Is if the product placement was actually against Coke, threw him into the Coke side and he blew it up and it was just a Pepsi symbol behind him.
Oh, that would've been awesome. Like, yes, we paid for that. Perfectly.
It takes two of them to lift a bus. I'm a little surprised.
No! Don't do
He's
it!
smiling as he says that,
Yeah.
too. Like,
It's probably between the takes. Like, all right, you need to be serious.
you know what the funny thing is? Given the state, I'm sure there's still one person in that car or in the bus just going, fucking public transportation.
Right? Superman's like, no! Douche.
And that's what smoking does to you kids.
I think that was the moral message.
It's actually a story for Marl, not Marlboro.
Marvel.
Oh gosh. That'd be the funniest thing.
You know, if I ever made a movie like this, I just want explosions. Oh wait, I'm not Michael Bay.
Oh no, a bus has been thrown at him. Superman is dead. Believe the random person who has said something.
Oh no, he's dead. What?
So
I
not
love
not
this
to
part.
say this was inspiring for. Oh, this is a sailor too. He grabs a cone. But not to say this is inspiring for Spider-Man, the original Sam Raimi one.
Yeah, well, that's the point. The
But-
city's behind their hero.
It seems funny though. They always make it New York or Metropolis in context, I guess.
This is a fun scene. And they all have to sell that they're being all blown back.
I just love big old lips on that dude.
Red lips.
The guy's still trying to talk on the phone. Like it
There's
reaches a point.
something going on.
It reaches a point though when you're wondering. You're like, so were these people told that like no matter how ridiculous things get, just try to act like you're still just in a normal day. Don't let the fact that superpowered aliens are attacking the planet affect you. Just act like normal.
Yeah, because you see in normal, modern day superhero movies, when crisis happens or heroes are fighting, everyone runs away.
Yeah.
They're like, oh god, we need to get away from this area. And these guys are like, we'll see what happens.
Perfectly clear sky, still a guy with an umbrella being blown back just for the schematic. Dude, you see the jacket on that guy?
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa.
what were the costume choices in this movie?
There we go. Shot of the S. I like it.
Shot of more death and destruction.
And here he is. That bus sucked,
Dude, that bus had to have like a slight kryptonite lining if it took him out that long.
right?
You
Well,
really-
that's the point. You got to build up. It's like a wrestling match, you know? You got to sell it for a bit, sell it, let the destruction happen, then you come back.
People toss him cars. Those people on the bus! And this is the part of the movie that blows the most.
Give you little puns. Your little puns there, sir. Look, he's like, I'll blow back. Wait, Superman's flying away. I like this part because everyone's like, oh, fuck Superman. He just took off.
Yeah.
You're a coward.
That jacket! This is a dude in a red sequins jacket. Like, for real.
Well, he left.
Hey, that dude right there has no right to be angry.
You wanted to,
Meet thy doom.
Yep. Look. just like that, but they're following him. Do you understand that?
Yeah. No, nobody understands strategy. They just think, oh, he's running away.
And that's what they're gonna write in the paper.
Hey, paper. I've just come back here to tell you tomorrow's headline. Superman runs away.
Coward, like his father, Jor-El. No one knows who that is. Just put it. Yeah. Oh, right here. Oh, yeah, right here's where Lex is like, he's going to the Fortress of Solitude. The what?
Yeah.
Fortress of Solitude. You don't know about the Fortress of Solitude? I know about the Fortress of Solitude. You don't? Was it he? They take him and Lois, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this the final battle.
Why is he wearing so much white makeup right now?
I don't know, but look at those lips.
Yeah.
Perky.
Well, it's the other guy, too. Like, the Jumbo Lurch dude's got, like, the reddest lips. Look at that!
Yeah, all of them.
Well, yeah, but
They're
she
like-
makes a little sense. She's wearing lipstick. Which I don't know how that survives in space, in the Phantom Zone, but, you know.
Hey, you gotta be dude up. What more do you want? You gave you Australia. Not really. Australia's still intact, so they're just watching.
We will give you Australia. Just rips off a part of Australia and hands it to him. This is all you get.
Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, just the way they're laying on top of him. And I like the fact, too, Superman didn't fill any of them on his plan.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, hopefully somebody follows me there.
Yeah.
Is Jean on top of Ursa?
Yeah.
Is Lex? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been ridden this much since Zod.
She's just like, he's like, this feels nice.
I have human
Did
on
you see
me.
him like this? Smelling her?
Ursa, please put that away before I have to rip it off too.
She's like, I really wanted Lois to lay on me. You're like, oh, you're one of those. Okay. That would have made it... Why is everything green?
It's been green this entire time. Every time they go to the fortress, there's like this green glow throughout the entire place.
Oh, yeah. How does he defeat him? He puts him in that red chamber, huh?
No, he does not.
No?
He goes in the red chamber.
Oh, yeah, because everything else turns red in there. And they're like, we don't have powers.
No, but here comes the stupidest scene in this movie.
What do you mean?
Just watch. It's one of those... They give no reason for it whatsoever. But it still just becomes, oh, hey, he's got this random new power that works one time.
Oh, wait. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. It's coming.
Yeah. No.
It's
It's one of those, they never explain fully what his abilities are going to be. But out of all of the things to give him a random superpower for, they choose to just randomly have him do a stupid cellophane S.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he chucks it at the big dude, and it just wraps him up for a second.
Yeah. Stop it!
And big dude points right
Or
back.
you gotta think, too, remember he can jump back in time?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that also brings to, why didn't he just do that? Besides, the possibility of completely wrecking the planet.
Right? He's like, wait a minute, I saved Lois from falling in that ditch when I turned the world back on its axis, so we went backwards in time. Because that's how time travel works.
Yeah. He, like...
Me? What? What? You gonna betray me? Hey, remember we made the deal? There was really no deal. Sorry. Look at Zod's just like, I hate you.
And then he just daintily floats down.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, those eyes.
yeah. Yeah. His hair is the funniest thing.
Superman's?
No,
Or Lex's?
Lex's, because that really looks like it's Gene Hackman's hair.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna bring up way earlier. I was like, just looking at it, trying to look at the side. I'm like, that does not look like a toupee.
No.
Because if it was a toupee, he would have hair on the side and hair on the top. Would look fake. But because he knew Lex would like spill the beans.
Yeah. I mean, this is the smartest that Superman is in this, is that he chooses to not trust Lex.
Yeah.
But
Now he can hold him back.
yeah.
Well, no, he's kayfabing right now. He's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it.
It's really kind of funny though, because didn't it just explode the first time through?
Yeah.
Like, and he was, oh no, I can't get my powers back because of this, and now they're just gonna be like, oh, it's gonna work this time. Like, at least not have it destroy the machine completely and have him repair it. I love how Margot Kidder's scene in this entire time, Lois Lane's, is just beheld to be slightly strangled by Ursa. Because we have to have that cat-on-cat action.
Yes. Just holding it.
Yeah.
You're like, here we go.
Yeah. And then just the fakiest of the fake.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'm losing my power.
Why? Instead of like just playing it smooth, like, I tricked you.
Which is also kind of funny, because you think about, like, Superman actually had, like, a physical reaction to his powers being taken away. Why didn't Zod, Ursa, or the other dude? Like, why are they just like, that's a pretty red light.
Why do I feel so weird? God.
I feel a little itchy.
Yeah,
I haven't itched since I got on this planet.
They all
but-
get rashes.
Yeah. They all start freezing to death instantly.
Like, why is it so cold?
Yeah. Wait, does this cut not have the cellophane S?
Oh, psych him out some more. He's like, you're gonna kneel before me.
I think it would have been hilarious if he kneeled and just low-blowed him.
some Shinsuke Nakamura just and throws him through the roof, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't see that."
Yeah, just a nut punch that just like Mortal Kombat style just explodes him.
Oh yeah, he grabs his hand and he's like, because he's just like, "What happened to my powers?" You gotta sell it. You gotta. He's like, "What's happening?"
Oh, those are my pretty little fingers. Oh, and Zod is dead for the first time.
Yep.
Man of Steel, you stole that too. Teach a bird to fly, take off his wings, and you see how much of an idiot he acts like.
Lois is like, in there. Yes, Lex. Mister, I already knew what a fortress was.
Yeah.
He's like, before he could just
Lois
say,
also killed a person.
yeah, they're all, they're both murderers at this point.
Yep, they're like, "Aw, we just committed homicide."
Did you feel a little bit of that?
Yeah,
We connected.
Bone. Let's bone so hard.
He's like, I was helping you out.
Oh.
I just like how he's casual about it. It's too late, Luther.
You know what would be the funniest thing? Is if Luther had been like, "Crud, these guys are gonna like play me again if I don't do something. I'm gonna let them follow Superman's plan and go in there." And Superman's like, Lex, you're supposed to betray me. Lex, why are you not betraying me, Lex? Lex, betray me."
Lex, no, I don't want to. I'm good. I got these guys. No, I'm going to betray me.
They're just flying out there. Suddenly, a random polar bear just pops out and eats Lois.
Yeah, I always felt like a polar bear should have came out at this point.
Yeah.
To bring the scene together, because there's no animals out there.
No, like, it's so funny. You're like, "Oh yeah, we're in the Arctic. We're in the North, or not the Arctic. We're at the North Pole."
Oh yeah, this is where he destroys the fortress, huh?
Little do we know, Lex is still in there.
He's like, Superman's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go take Lois back first, and I'll come back for you." Oh, okay, cool. He's sitting there. He's on the toilet. He finds it.
Feels
He's
the
like,
place start like rumbling.
he's like, "Wait, why is this place sinking?"
Which, it just fades away too. That's the funniest thing. It doesn't even crumble. It just poof.
Because that's how things work.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the cellophane nest wasn't in the movie. So I guess, man, I thought that was in this cut.
No, I think he took it out because Richard was like,
"That's stupid."
"That is stupid."
It's so funny though. Like,
well, you know, what's funny too is like I think the original Superman 2 was a lot longer and much more drawn out. It was kind of like, because the first one's really drawn out. That first one's like almost 2.5 hours,
something like that. It's just ridiculously long for how it starts.
They take forever on Krypton.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, Man of Steel does the same thing, but Man of Steel has some fun action during that time.
Yeah, and then you see freaking Jor-El be a badass and ride that beast out of nowhere. It's like,
look, let's not talk about Superman's mom that way. No, I don't know. This movie is not the worst thing in the world. It's one of those...
Wait a minute. The worst things. It's the greatest thing in the world. I'm sorry, sir. This movie is everything my childhood... This is my childhood right here on the screen. So it's the greatest movie besides its flaws.
Now, I can't remember if this is the Richard Donner cut or just the second one. Is he still going to kiss Memory Eraser? Because I have a hard time planning that in, like... Because for the second movie, I know that happens. But that was stupid as heck in that. So, does it happen again?
Yes. Because he wants her to forget. Then right here he stops, he runs, and he turns the world backwards, and the Zod thing never happened. And he catches Zod before they come and get blown up, remember? Mm-hmm. Then he throws him back into space, because like, ha-ha! I'm like, why didn't you do that before?
Yeah. Everything I do from this point on has no consequences. Let's play it out and see if I can bone her one more time.
Deadpool 2 stole that.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds was watching Superman 2. He's like, wait a minute, this is stupid. What? I can use use it in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And I can get away with it.
Just the level of retconning this movie lets itself do with that reversing time thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, it's a cool scene, too, because it's obviously playing footage backwards, especially when, like, the toothpaste is going back up, like in the first one and stuff like that.
no, well, I mean, Lois dying being the catalyst for him to go back in time kind of makes sense. Lois knowing who he is being the catalyst for this one.
I think that was the controversy with this one, is everyone's like, why did Richard Donner use this again? Like,
yeah. But, I mean, it's still, I mean, at least it's not Superman 4 as far as the memory erasing thing.
I'm gonna keep smoking and go brush my teeth.
I smoke and wear my pajamas and a bathrobe while I brush my teeth. That is very much 80s.
Yeah.
I like how it says eternal domination instead of probably damnation as it should have been.
Right there. Yeah, do you put your toothpaste on like that? Just
What,
asking.
like 4 inches above?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was definitely not a shot from that time, it looks like. That looked like a lot more modern of a
Yeah.
shot.
Look at that. What's happening?
It's like a terrible booger. Oh, gosh. Wait, why did the Coke sign come back before she even stopped writing it?
Right? And then right here, he catches him. He's just, look at
He's just like, I got to bone Lois and she doesn't know.
Oh, yeah! Oh my gosh. I've never realized that till now. He's like, I know what you look like naked. For real. And I know how you feel like.
I don't even have to x-ray it. I know what you are inside their leg.
He goes, you are into some kinky shit, by the way. He's like, this is deja vu.
Like, it just bring like this scene sort of brings into question, do people understand that time is being reversed? Or does time actually get reversed? Because he's having like, I don't know what I was doing. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Where, most other people, if you were literally in the same spot you were a couple days ago, and you had those memories, you'd be like, wait, what?
What sucks is, like, Superman wasn't even emotional about him actually, like, giving up Lois. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just like, well, you don't need to know who I am.
I feel like Christopher Reeves would have been good at the Three Stooges at some point in time with how well he does the little slapstick stuff like this.
Yeah. North Pole. North Pole. See, right there, like you said, the idea...
I just remember a South Pole.
I remember you on top of me.
I just remember this blue and red pole. It was super.
She's all like gripping the table really hard, like it was really super.
And then I remember this old man watching us the entire time.
Jealousy. Clark. Oh, look. He's like, jealous or not, I boned you.
There's things I can do. Are you one of those things I can do, Lois?
Just making puns of it in the office. Yeah.
God, she wants pizzas, but I just give her the rolls.
Yeah, date. Let's go on a date now.
Yeah, go get me that pizza, my slave boy.
He's like, oh, that hurt. Why'd you call me Super? Superman, what?
Takes day off. With an exclamation point. Here,
Right
now
here.
here's the really screwed up thing, though. In this timeline, this man has done nothing wrong.
Right? Oh my goodness. As a kid, I was like, oh, he reversed time. Oh, he's going to go get back the jerk. And then as I got older, I was like, wait a minute, that jerk didn't do anything.
No. Like you watch it and you're like, okay, so Superman's instigating this guy now. Like, this guy, yeah, he might have been an asshole, but these people knew him well enough that was probably like playful banter between them.
But I think he's actually talking to him. He's like, I do know you.
No?
No?
He's talking to the other dude. The other dude has no idea who he is.
Save my plate. See?
But that never happened.
Exactly.
So I think this is from the original cut of the movie where the time didn't get reversed.
Yeah. Where he just left it in like, it'll make sense to somebody. Oh my goodness. What have you been doing?
I started doing ab workouts. He also does this blatant display of his powers in front of other people.
Yeah.
And he ruins everybody's food.
That guy was smarter than like, nope. I paid a lot of money for this spaghetti. Or whatever. He's like, I ruined your place. That's why it didn't make sense. He's like, I just fixed this place. Wait, what? So dorky about it too. He's like, I was working out, putting his hands up like that.
But you look at it and you're just like, well, that was
Hero shot.
obviously Superman. Like, was there any question in those people's minds?
Yeah.
Hero pose. Fly
Well,
off.
he did have the perfect hero pose though.
Yeah.
For Superman.
He had that smile too. Like, he just gives that smile where you're like, he is a good Superman. But he's not. He's a better Clark Kent than he is a Superman.
Yeah.
Well,
movie's over now. Credits have rolled.
Oh, they're rolling.
Well, they're rolling now. After seeing it again, us sitting here talking about it. On the Social Vent reboot, we have this rating system. You're gonna love it. I forgot to tell you about it, but I think you're gonna love it. We rate things in the verge of Martha.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for me, this movie gets 5 Marthas.
I'm assuming that's out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I will give it 3.5 Marthas.
3.5 Marthas?
Mm-hmm. It's one of those. I understand that it's a classic and a lot of people love it, but time has done this movie no favor. Plus, the various edits throughout it that you can obviously tell are part of the Richard Donner cut, they distract a lot from, like, fully enjoying it, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, this is still...
I thought it made the movie better, in my mind. Like, going back and watching it over and over again, I'm like, ugh! And I go watch the original Superman 2, and I'm like, this is so drawn out and just so...
Well, both of them are, though.
And
Like,
to a
that's-
certain extent, this one was cut down, though. It was like, we got rid of, like, a lot of the bull.
But that's the pacing of movies in this time. Next time we're going to be watching Spider-Man 2, a movie that was shot in the 90s or the 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Early
and it was a
2000s.
big deal. It was a huge movie.
But you will definitely see a huge difference in the pacing. Like, this movie story is important to it, but they give up entertainment for story.
True.
So
True, but I still disagree because this movie is just forever going to live in time as the perfect Superman movie.
I mean, I will say though, if this movie had the cellophane S, I might have given it 2 Marthas. But they were smart enough to take that out.
But overall, sir, I had a good time.
I did as well. So
I'm really glad we got this, and it's actually successful.
yeah, I'm sure that at some point or another we'll discuss our travesty that was the Justice League recording, not beyond just the fact that it failed.
Yes.
So, but that'll be all for right now. Thank you for tuning in to POP-FLIX. We'll be trying to bring these to you as often as we can, and thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for bringing me on.
Most certainly.
I gotta do a handshake and no one's gonna see it.
Exactly.
But that's the best part.
He actually just slapped me in the dick, so...
Yes, I'm like, oh, it's bigger than I thought.
It's super.
Oh, well, thank you, everybody. POP-FLIX. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. Can't wait to Spider-Man 2.
I will look forward to watching that with you as soon as we do.